Russian troops took medics and patients of the hospital as hostages. This happened in the city of Mariupol, Donetsk region, which the invaders have been besieging for more than 2 weeks. The hostages were reported by the head of the Donetsk Regional Military Administration, Pavlo Kyrylenko, with references to one of the hospital employees who managed to reach out. It's impossible to get out of the hospital. They're shooting heavily, we're sitting in the basement. Cars can't get to the hospital for 2 days. High-rise buildings are burning all around. The Russians have brought 400 people from the nearby houses to our hospital. We can't go out. Recently, the Russian occupants practically destroyed this hospital. The floor slabs in the main building collapsed as the result of the bombing, but the staff and patients continued to work and treat people in an adapted basement room. In total, since the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Russian troops have destroyed 7 hospitals and damaged 104 more. At least 6 medical workers were killed. Residents of the village of Ivankiv in the Kiev region are begging for a humanitarian corridor. The village, 80 kilometers from the Ukrainian capital, was one of the first to face the Russian invaders. Now about 10,000 of its residents are in a complete blockade under occupation, without electricity, gas, water, mobile service, food. People are deprived of almost all means of subsistence, including medicines. Evacuating on your own is deadly. According to the locals, in the first days of the war, the invaders killed everyone in their path who tried to leave or resisted. Russian troops continue to approach the capital from all sides. Active combat operations are taking place in the Brovarsky, Vyshgorodsky and Buchansky districts. It is in these areas of the Kiev region that a large number of enemy equipment and forces are concentrated. 17 rescuers have been killed in Ukraine in the 3 weeks since Russia began its full-scale military invasion. 1 more rescuer is in captivity. Such data was announced by the State Service of Ukraine for Emergency Situations. Unfortunately, as a result of the military operations, there are losses among the staff of the State Emergency Service. 17 people were killed, 32 were injured, and 1 person is in captivity. This is the captain who was involved in the evacuation of civilians in the town of Gostomel on 11th of March. For 3 days, the Russian military illegally held Captain Alexei Danchenko. He was captured when he was escorting a convoy on an agreed humanitarian route in Bilogorodka near Kiev. Now the rescuer is being held on the territory of the glass factory in Gostomel in Kyiv region. His state of health is still unknown. The number of deaths caused by an airstrike on a school in the Mykolaiv region has risen to 7. 3 more people are injured. On March 13th, Russian invaders bombed a school in the village of Zelenye Gai. After that, a fire broke out on the rubble. It is only now possible to complete rescue work and get bodies of the dead. In general, more than 2,000 civilians have already been killed in Ukraine as a result of bombing and shelling by Russian troops. 97 of them were children.
Для того, щоб зупинити Росію, нам всім треба більше робити, щоб захистити Україну і захистити Європу від цього тотального зла, яке знищує все. Меморіали, церкви, школи, лікарні. Вони вбили 97 дітей. Ми не просимо багато, ми просимо справедливості, ми просимо реальної підтримки, яка допоможе нам вистояти і захистити наше життя.
Said Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in a speech to the government and parliament of Canada. He called on the international community to give more help and support to Ukraine, and above all, to help us protect the sky, because that's where the biggest threat comes from.
Russia attacks not only physically. It has been waging an information war against the world and peace for a long time.
Зона свободной торговли с Европой – это прямая сдача страны, ее разорение.
В подгузниках 44 человека, небритых, пьяных, с теми же самыми шевронами.
Every day, millions of people listen to and read the outright lies of Russian journalists about Nazis in Ukraine, bloodthirsty Europe, and envious America.
Самый неэффективный альянс, который можно себе только представить.
Putin's propagandists stage fake news stories, defacing the main rule of journalism – honesty.
Это первая из нашей страны колонна с гуманитарной помощью мирному населению Украины.
Ребята, кому-то надо, блядь, пожрать от оккупантов.
Since the beginning of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the amount of Russian propaganda has grown to 90% worldwide.
На Украине гораздо хуже.
The aim of Kremlin mouthpieces is to spread panic, justify the war, and undermine the world's attitude to Ukraine.
Могут погибнуть мирные люди.
Сейчас в Херсонской области ряд населенных пунктов перешел под контроль очень вежливых людей.
The worst thing is that while the whole civilized world refuses to cooperate with Russia, Russian media are still broadcasting in Europe. The world must know the truth. It has only one interpretation. And Russian TV channels show the opposite.
Особый интерес вызвала детальная информация о реализации США на территории Украины проекта по изучению переноса патогенов дикими птицами.
Turn off Russian propaganda. Say no to fakes and war.